Imagine moving to Europe. You finally escape the stress, the traffic, the endless work, the fast-paced American lifestyle. At first, it feels like you've found the perfect place to live. The food tastes better, people seem happier, life feels slower. Then something unexpected happens. Some Americans start missing the very things they couldn't wait to leave behind. Why? How can the same country make one person happier and another desperate to move back home? The answer has almost nothing to do with Europe itself. It has everything to do with how different societies are designed to shape the people who live in them. By the end of this video, you'll understand why millions dream about moving to Europe, why thousands actually do, and why the happiest expats all discover one surprising truth that almost nobody talks about. Let's begin. Reason 1. Europe was designed for people, not cars. One of the biggest surprises for many Americans isn't a famous landmark. It isn't ancient castles. It isn't even the language. It's how ordinary everyday life feels. Many Americans describe a strange feeling during their first few weeks in Europe. They feel calmer. At first, they assume it's because they're on vacation. But after living there for several months, many realize the feeling doesn't completely disappear. So what changed? The answer begins with city design. Most American cities experienced enormous growth during the age of the automobile. Wide roads, large parking lots, shopping centers, suburbs spread across miles. For millions of Americans, driving isn't simply convenient, it's necessary. Buying groceries, going to work, visiting friends, even getting a morning coffee often requires getting into a car. Europe tells a different story. Many European cities were already hundreds of years old before cars even existed. People walked because walking was the only option. As a result, neighborhoods developed differently. Homes were built close to markets. Restaurants were within walking distance. Train stations became the center of communities instead of giant parking lots. That history still shapes daily life today. When your bakery is 5 minutes away, walking stops feeling like exercise. It simply becomes part of living. The interesting part is that this changes more than transportation. It changes behavior. Walking creates countless tiny moments that drivers rarely experience. You recognize the same shop owner every morning. You notice flowers blooming outside old apartments. You stop for an unexpected conversation. You discover small cafes you never planned to visit. Psychologists often explain that our environment influences our habits far more than our motivation does. If healthy choices become the easiest choices, people naturally make them more often. Europe doesn't necessarily have healthier people because Europeans are more disciplined. Many simply live in environments that make healthier routines easier. Of course, that doesn't mean Europe is perfect. Walking through beautiful streets is enjoyable. Walking home with heavy grocery bags in the rain, not so much. Every advantage has its trade-off, and that's exactly what makes living in Europe so fascinating. The things Americans fall in love with are often the same things that eventually test their patience. Reason 2. Food doesn't just taste different, it fits a different lifestyle. Ask Americans who have spent several months living in Europe what surprised them the most. Many won't mention famous museums or beautiful beaches. They'll simply say, the food. Not because every meal is a 5-star dining experience, but because ordinary food often feels less ordinary. A tomato tastes like a tomato. Fresh bread comes from a neighborhood bakery instead of sitting on a supermarket shelf for days. Local markets sell fruits and vegetables that were sometimes harvested only hours earlier. Of course, America also has excellent farmers markets and fresh produce. The difference is availability. In many parts of Europe, buying fresh ingredients every few days is completely normal because the market is often just a short walk away. In much of suburban America, grocery shopping is a planned weekly event. People buy larger quantities because driving back every day simply isn't practical. Neither system is better. They're solutions to different lifestyles. America values convenience. Europe often values freshness. That single difference quietly changes eating habits. Instead of filling a refrigerator with processed food for the entire week, many Europeans buy only what they need for the next day or two. Less waste, more seasonal food, and meals become something people experience, not something they rush through. Food isn't simply fuel, it's part of the day. Even lunch often feels less like a break between meetings and more like an event shared with family, friends, or coworkers. That slower relationship with food doesn't automatically make someone healthier, but it often encourages people to eat more mindfully. Sometimes, the biggest health improvement isn't changing what you eat, it's changing how you eat.
Reason 3. Europe accidentally makes you exercise. One of the funniest things many Americans discover after moving to Europe is that they're exercising without realizing it. Back home, exercise is usually scheduled. You drive to the gym, run on a treadmill, drive home. Living in Europe often blurs the line between exercise and daily life. Walking to work, walking to the train station, walking to dinner, walking through a historic city center. None of these activities feel like a workout, yet by the end of the day, many people have walked several miles without ever thinking about fitness. That's an important psychological difference. When healthy behavior becomes part of daily life, it requires less motivation. Researchers often describe this as the power of environment. People don't always change because their willpower improves. They change because their surroundings quietly encourage different habits. Bike lanes encourage cycling. Walkable neighborhoods encourage walking. Reliable public transportation encourages leaving the car behind. Instead of asking, "Should I exercise today?" the environment answers the question for you. You already did. That doesn't mean Europeans are naturally healthier than Americans. Health depends on many things, including income, education, genetics, and personal choices. But city design can make healthy decisions feel surprisingly effortless. Reason 4. The biggest luxury isn't money, it's time. Perhaps the greatest culture shock for many Americans isn't the food or the architecture. It's how people think about time. In America, productivity is often admired. Being busy can almost feel like a badge of honor. People proudly describe working late, answering emails during vacation, always staying connected. That mindset helped build one of the world's most innovative economies, but it also comes with pressure. Europe often approaches life differently. Success isn't measured only by how much you accomplish. It's also measured by whether you actually have time to enjoy your accomplishments. Long lunches, evening walks, weekend family gatherings, extended vacations. These aren't viewed as signs of laziness. They're viewed as part of living well. That doesn't mean Europeans don't work hard. Many work incredibly hard, but the goal is often different. Work supports life, instead of life supporting work. This difference becomes especially noticeable during holidays. In many American workplaces, employees hesitate to use all their vacation days. Some worry they'll appear less committed. In much of Europe, taking vacation is simply expected. Rest isn't treated as a reward, it's treated as maintenance, like sleeping or eating. Interestingly, this creates another unexpected effect. People often return to work feeling genuinely refreshed instead of exhausted. Again, neither philosophy is perfect. America rewards ambition, speed, and opportunity. Europe often rewards balance, stability, and quality of life. The real question isn't which system is better, it's which one matches the life you want to build.
Reason 5. Making friends is easier. Building real friendships takes longer. Moving to Europe doesn't mean you'll be lonely. In fact, many Americans are surprised by how quickly they meet people. Language exchange groups, international communities, co-workers, neighbors, expat meetups. Within weeks, it's possible to know people from 10 different countries. That's one of Europe's greatest strengths. Living there often means your social circle becomes incredibly international. One dinner might include someone from Spain, another from Germany, another from Brazil, another from Japan. Those conversations naturally broaden your understanding of the world. But there's another side to the story. Many Americans expect they'll immediately become close friends with local Europeans. Sometimes that happens. Often, it doesn't. Not because Europeans are unfriendly, but because friendships in many European cultures tend to grow slowly. Think about it this way. In the United States, friendliness is often immediate. People smile, start conversations with strangers, ask how you're doing, even if they've just met you. Europe can feel more reserved. People may not open up as quickly. But once trust is built, those friendships often become incredibly loyal and long-lasting. It's not a matter of being warm or cold. It's simply a different definition of friendship. Many Americans eventually realize something unexpected. The first people who truly understand their experience aren't always locals. They're other newcomers. People who are also figuring out public transportation, learning the language, missing family back home. Sharing the same challenges creates strong bonds surprisingly fast. Sometimes living abroad teaches you that friendship isn't about nationality, it's about shared experiences. Reason 6. Europe can test your patience. There's one word nearly every newcomer learns very quickly: bureaucracy. Nobody dreams about paperwork before moving abroad, but almost everyone remembers it afterwards. Opening a bank account, registering your address, getting residency documents, setting up utilities, applying for health care. Each country has its own rules, its own offices, its own procedures, and sometimes its own unexpected surprises. An appointment that suddenly changes, a document you didn't know you needed, an office that's only open certain hours. For Americans used to completing many services online in just a few minutes, the adjustment can feel frustrating. Why does everything seem to take longer? Part of the answer is history. Many European institutions evolved gradually over centuries. Different regions developed different legal systems, administrative traditions, and public services. As a result, efficiency isn't always the highest priority. Accuracy, procedure, and documentation often come first. The good news? Most people only go through this process once. After you're settled, daily life becomes much easier. In fact, many Americans later laugh about those stressful first months. At the time, it feels overwhelming. Looking back, it becomes part of the adventure. Moving abroad isn't just changing your address, it's learning an entirely new system for living. Reason 7. The biggest culture shock is actually convenience. This might surprise you. After living in Europe for several years, some Americans say the thing they miss most isn't giant houses or even family. It's convenience. America has become incredibly efficient. Need groceries? Order them. Need dinner? Delivered. Need almost anything else?
It can often arrive at your door within a day, or sometimes even hours. Many Europeans have those services too, but they're not always as widespread or expected. Instead, life often revolves around neighborhood shops, local bakeries, independent pharmacies, weekly markets. That sounds charming, and it is, until you discover your favorite store closes for lunch, or doesn't open on Sundays, or takes a holiday that you completely forgot about. Suddenly, you have to plan ahead. At first, this feels inconvenient. Later, some Americans begin seeing it differently. Without constant pressure to buy everything immediately, life becomes slightly less rushed. People spend more time walking through neighborhoods instead of giant shopping centers. They interact with local business owners instead of self-checkout machines. Communities feel more personal. Of course, there are moments when you just want a package delivered tonight, and that's completely understandable. This perfectly illustrates the larger theme of living in Europe. You usually gain something, but you almost always give something up in return. Convenience, space, speed, freshness, community, privacy. Every culture chooses different priorities, and none of those choices are completely free.
Reason 8. Bigger isn't always better, but smaller takes time to accept. One of the first things many Americans notice after moving to Europe isn't outside the house, it's inside. The apartment feels smaller. The kitchen has less storage. The closets are tiny. The washing machine might be in the bathroom. Air conditioning isn't always standard. And if you're coming from a spacious American suburb, the adjustment can feel surprisingly emotional. Why? Because our homes shape our daily routines. In America, larger homes became possible because land was abundant and cities expanded outward. Families often prioritized space, extra bedrooms, large garages, backyards, walk-in closets. Europe developed differently. Many neighborhoods were built centuries before modern construction. Space inside cities became incredibly valuable. Instead of building outward, cities built upward. The result? Smaller apartments, but neighborhoods filled with parks, cafes, bakeries, and public squares. In a way, Europe trades private space for public space. Instead of spending weekends maintaining a large backyard, many people simply walk to a nearby park. Instead of entertaining only at home, friends meet in cafes, restaurants, or town squares. At first, many Americans miss having more room, but over time, some begin appreciating how little they actually need. Others never fully adjust, and that's perfectly okay. Again, it's another trade-off.
Reason 9. Even the weather can change your lifestyle. Before moving abroad, most people think about visas, jobs, housing, language. Very few think seriously about the weather until they experience it. If you're moving to Northern Europe, winter can be a real surprise. Days become shorter, sunrise comes late, sunset arrives early. For someone raised in sunny parts of the United States, that change can affect mood more than expected. It's not simply about cold temperatures, it's about light. Our bodies naturally respond to sunlight. Less daylight means lower energy, different sleep patterns, and for some people, seasonal depression. But weather also changes culture. When winters are long, people naturally spend more time indoors with family and friends. Cafes become gathering places. Cozy traditions develop. Communities adapt. In warmer Mediterranean countries, life moves outside. Dinner starts later. Children play outside well into the evening. Plazas fill with conversation. The weather doesn't just affect what people wear, it shapes how entire societies spend their time. The biggest lesson: changing countries doesn't automatically change your life.
After hearing all these advantages, it's easy to imagine Europe as the perfect place. The slower pace, walkable cities, fresh food, historic streets, better work-life balance. Those things are real, but there's something equally important. Moving to another country doesn't erase stress. It doesn't solve relationship problems. It doesn't automatically make someone happier. Because wherever you go, you take yourself with you. Your habits, your fears, your personality, your expectations. Changing your address can create incredible opportunities, but it can't replace personal growth. Many Americans who thrive in Europe have one thing in common. They arrive with curiosity. Instead of constantly comparing everything to home, they ask, "What can I learn here?" That mindset changes everything. Instead of seeing differences as problems, they become experiences. Instead of expecting Europe to become America, they begin appreciating Europe for what it already is. And that's when living abroad becomes truly rewarding.
So, do Americans love living in Europe? Many absolutely do. They love the slower pace, the walkable cities, the fresh food, the easier access to travel, the feeling that life isn't always racing against the clock. But there are also things they miss: the convenience, the larger homes, the faster services, the familiarity of home. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson of all. Europe isn't better than America. America isn't better than Europe. They're built on different ideas of what makes a good life. America often rewards speed, innovation, convenience, and ambition. Europe often emphasizes balance, community, tradition, and everyday quality of life. Neither approach is perfect. Both involve compromises. The real question isn't which place is better. It's which lifestyle fits you best. Because in the end, the happiest people aren't necessarily the ones who choose the best country. They're the ones who choose the place whose values match the life they truly want to live. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to subscribe and let us know in the comments, if you had the chance, would you move to Europe or would you stay in America? We'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next documentary.